I didn't even mean to go live. I went live on accident. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm gonna let everybody go ahead and enter into the chat, ninjas. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ninja, I pressed the live button on accident. I pressed the go live button on accident. It's all good though. I'll let everybody go ahead and ease on in here. Once you come on in, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. $500 fine, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all come on in and hit that like button. So I'm live. I guess I'm live a little bit early for you ninjas who like to go to bed early. $500 fines. That what's popping? What's popping? We're gonna go ahead and let everybody ease on in here. Once you come on in, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't never say I never went live early for you ninjas. Don't never say I never did nothing for you ninjas. Go ahead and come in and hit that like button. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let me get my lighting right. Is my lighting right? Nah, the sun back that way. So we're gonna kick it like this. Gonna kick it like this. So as y'all already seen, man. Y'all already seen from the title. Listen, ain't nobody safe. Ain't nobody safe. John, what's going on? Let's go, Knicks. What's up? What's going on? I know I'm a little bit early. I'm a little bit early this evening. Gotta let everybody ease on in. Gotta let everybody ease on in. I'm a little bit early. We're gonna give ninjas at least to 6 o'clock, ninja. We're gonna let everybody ease on in here. Once you come on in, go ahead and hit that like button. It's gonna be a fun, important discussion, ninja. I got a few stories too. $500 sign said pause, ninja, pause. But I got a few stories. I have a few stories of my own too. We're gonna talk about this, man. We have to. Because listen, it doesn't matter, ninja. You can be broke as a joke, ninja, or you can be fully loaded. You can be fully loaded, ninja. Shannon Sharpe got caught up, man. Listen. Listen, I keep telling y'all, bro, you can't win. You can't win. Y'all better listen. We're going to talk about this. We got to. Because it doesn't matter if you broke, ninja. It doesn't matter if you ain't got no money. First of all, you broke ninjas definitely need to be on watch. You broke ninjas need to definitely be on watch because y'all not gonna get hit with a lawsuit. You ninjas, they gonna throw you ninjas right in a slammer, ninja. They gonna throw you ninjas right in the slammer, ninja. You're not gonna get hit with a lawsuit. They gonna throw you right in there. Ding. John, listen, but you gotta understand. Listen, you gotta understand. Listen, he just was about to get $100 million deal, ninja. He was just about to get $100 million deal. Oh, so it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Come on now. $50 million. It's a coincidence now. Come on now. It never fails. It never fails. Cameron, what's going on? What's going on? Listen. I'm gonna let okay, well, I guess we got enough people in here. To go ahead and start the introduction, ninja. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome. Welcome back to another After Pill live stream, ninja. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, ninja. Listen, if y'all already seen the title, so y'all already know what we're about to get into, right? Shannon Sharpe, ninja. Once again, another I guess high earner ninja, or what you want to call a high value guy, high value man, once again hit upside the head with a lawsuit, another allegation, man. Another allegation. Moy, what's going on? What's going on? My day is going good. I was off. I'm off today, Ninja. Enjoying the sun, enjoying the gym. You know, getting my vitamins in. Right. I was a little bit under the weather, you know, because the Ninja been working. Ninja been working, you know, 6 days straight. Then on top of that, doing a YouTube grind. Yeah. Felt a little bit under the weather. Had to take care of myself. Laid in bed for a little bit. Right. Could have laid in bed all day. Yesterday I was going to go live yesterday, but I was really under the weather yesterday. So I've been asleep all day. Ninja got some vitamins and nutrients out the way. Ninja get my immune system back up. I'm not down for long, Ninja. I still need to rest, Ninja. I still need to rest. Once I get off this live stream, gonna go home, you know, maybe pour a little cup of wine, Ninja, wind down, Ninja, take some magnesium, Ninja. Take some magnesium. Actually, I'm gonna do a members only video about the supplements that I take. I keep meaning to do this. But I'm gonna do a members only video, right? So if you're not a member, go ahead and become a member. But I'm gonna do a members only video about supplements that I take to continue to be, you know, high level, act on a high level, recovery, you know, keep my immune system up, you know, make sure all my vitals and all of that stuff right, going to get checkups and all that stuff. We're gonna do that. What's going on? Yeah, I'm not down for long. My voice still a little, you know, still a little scratchy. And I'm feeling a little bit up under the weather, but you know, I'll be good. I need some more rest, and I'll be good. Moy says I take magnesium as well. It's a game changer. Oh yeah, that magnesium puts you right out, ease you right on into your sleep. It helps with stress as well. But yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream on that or do a video on that. But anyway, let's get back to the main topic. But yes, sir. Once again, Shannon Sharpe hit with a $50 million lawsuit, Ninja. $50 million lawsuit. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm a firm believer in this. Consent don't really exist, Ninja. Consent does not exist. And I want y'all to prove. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and put a poll. Man, I don't know why I always press that button. That's not the button I mean to press. Let's go ahead and put a poll in the chat. Let's go ahead and put a poll in the chat. This is a trick question, honestly. This is a trick question, right? It's a trick question. This is not a right or wrong answer. This is not a right or wrong answer. Does consent matter? Yeah, I know they comment. I forgot. Let me see. Chat. Let me see. Community moderation. Okay, there we go. So now I know how to do it on the phone. At first, I didn't know how to do it when I do at the phone, because usually I do it while I'm sitting at my computer. Yep. Okay, I think I did it. I think it's in there. Subscribe only mode. Yep. Tap, turn on subscribe only mode for 10 minutes. Yep, there we go. But Ninja, does consent matter? Right? It's not a right or wrong answer, but we're gonna talk about it, right? We're gonna chop it up, because yes, it does matter, Ninja. Don't go out here. Ninja gonna go out here and be like, yo, this dude who was live streaming the after pill, he said that consent didn't matter, ass Ninja. He said consent didn't matter. Oh, grape his ass, Ninja. Consent don't matter. Ninja go out here and do some crazy stuff. Then hear the feds coming knocking at my door. Do. Andrew Tate ass, Ninja. But it's not this is a trick question. R. Kelly ass Ninja. Bill Cosby ass Ninja. Bill Cosby ass Ninja. Ninja, this is not the 60s, Ninja. Putting shit in chicks' drinks ass Ninjas. taking their drink away ass ninja, slipping in a little something while they ain't looking ass ninja. All you got to do is pay ass ninja. You don't have to slip some in her drink ass ninja. But listen, it's not a right or wrong answer. So let me break down a few stories of myself, right? So I'm gonna tell you two stories. One story scared the shit out of me. Right? But I'm gonna tell you the first story first, right? So this was back in college, right? This is back in college. I was in a dorm. This is when I first got to college, right? It's when I first got to college. And they throw parties in the dormitories and all of that stuff, right? So I had some roommates. And it was this, I remember it was this she was a fine, tall, little Brazilian chick. And this other chick, she was like an African chick, big booty. I was like, listen, but the African chick is the one that invited me, right? You already know what I was thinking. I was thinking like, yeah, she got the ass on her. Like I'm already planning what I'm about to do, right? So she's the one that invited me. Then push come to shove, I didn't end up. Another guy ended up being there, and for some reason, I guess we switcherooed, and she ended up going with the other guy, and I wound up going for the Brazilian girl, right? So me and the Brazilian girl, she spoke broken English, but English was good enough to communicate, right? So we hitting it off, we drinking or whatever, we throwing drinks back, everybody enjoying themselves, right? And I'm still looking at the African girl, and I'm like, man, I wanted that one. She was nice and chocolatey, ninja. She was nice and chocolatey, but I was like, you know what? I'll go for the Brazilian. I'll go for the Brazilian chick. All right, I guess I'll take it. She was bad. Now, don't get me wrong. This is before I really got into other ethnicities of women and all of that stuff. That was before all of that, right? So, but a Brazilian girl, she was still nice. So push come to shove, we going deep into the night or whatever, and we drinking, tipsy, borderline drunk or whatever. But me, when I drink, I have to remain in my right mind. Don't get me wrong, I'm slurring a little bit of words, but I know exactly what's going on, right? I know exactly what's going on. What's going on, Cartier? What's going on, Navarro? What's going on? But so I'm still in my right mind, right? So I told her, and this is their dorm. So I tell her, let's go back to your room. So we go back to her room, and then we kissing and rubbing and all of that stuff, right? And it's finally time to take clothes off, right? So, mind you, she didn't really give me no signs of like, okay, this is not what I wanted, right? The whole entire time, she's coming on to me, I'm coming on to her, we're making out or whatever, but when it was time to, take the clothes off, right? When it was time to take the clothes off, right, that's when she got a little hesitant, right? But she didn't say anything, right? So I continued, taking the clothes off, right? And I could see that she's getting visibly uncomfortable, right? Mind you, we both was drinking, we both were drunk, right? So, me being aware, right? I'm seeing what's going on. So, like, I could have been a dickhead and be like, just kept going and didn't matter how she was feeling, not paying attention to body language and none of that, right? But instead, I stopped, right? I said, you want to tell me, if this is okay or not? Listen, if you feel like this isn't okay, if you feel this is my words verbatim, I said, if you feel like this isn't okay, tell me to stop. And she straight up said, I want you to stop. And that was it. That was the end of it. She said, stop. Ninja, I walked out. I was like, I gave her a hug, and I told her, I appreciate you being honest or whatever. And you could tell she was a little disappointed because she wanted it to happen, but then again she didn't want it to happen. And I was like, I'm not about to get into none of that, right? So we both was drunk, and then mind you, in most states in the country, if the girl is drunk, she cannot give consent. So for you ninjas out there, in most states, if she is drunk, if she is under the influence, she can't give consent. Neither can you, honestly. Neither party can give consent. Just so y'all understand. Neither party can give consent, right? Aiden Smash says, "Tap. I always film a consent video with my JUCOs and normie chicks. Do you think it's still a safe bet?" Yep, you'll be safer having her sign paperwork. So the girl that y'all seen on the live stream the other day, I had her sign paperwork. I had to get her consent and rolled it back. Right? She'll be on a live stream or video, whichever one we choose. She'll be on it this week. She coming back this week for you ninjas, you hungry ninjas, right? But I had to roll that back. It was just a spur of the moment thing, but I had to get her email and all that stuff. I sent her a consent form, right? And you always listen, because they can always roll it back and be like, okay, I was uncomfortable, right? I was uncomfortable. I didn't want it to go down that way, or I didn't know that I was going to be portrayed in that way in the video. You never know what can happen, right? You never know what can happen. And then, like, years later, when the after pill really blow up, the after pill worldwide, then I'm getting a $100 million Spotify deal. Then here she go. Ninja. I remember that ninja did this. That ninja did that. Then next thing you know, the after pill hit with $50 million lawsuit. What, Ninja? What, Ninja? I didn't even touch her. I swear, Judge. I swear I didn't touch her, Ninja. Cartier says, Moy can't wait. Moy, your saving grace coming back, Moy. Your saving grace coming back. She coming back. So we're gonna jump into some more details. Right? We're going to jump into some more details. But I had her sign paperwork, right? And, I have a whole, standard, agreement that I said, not just women, but men as well, right? Not guilty as nigga. But yeah, you wanna do that, right? And this other story, let me tell you this story right here. Moy says, "Yes, so happy not to be on booze or drugs. LOL, she is a real one. Why she's going to be super polite when she comes back." I guarantee you, she was a sweet girl. Don't get me wrong. She was a sweet girl, right? I'm not taking that from her. But mandatory paternity test at birth, yep. But let me tell you the second story, and this one scared the shit out of me right here, right? I can't believe I'm saying this on air. This should be on the member side. This story right here should be on the member side, but. This was when I was freshly 18, freshly 19, right? Freshly 18, freshly 19, right? This is when I was, remember, if you remember, I told this story before with one of my workout videos, right? Me and my brother, we used to message girls, right? We used to message girls on Tagged and, those other little, those young websites. You remember back in the day, right? So this girl, we got on one of those websites. I think it was Tagged, right? So she was a nice little, emo chick. This was a snow bunny, right? So she had, nice little chick, young, right? She was young just like us, right? Actually, as a matter of fact, I think she might have been 17, right? She might have been 17, but I mean, at that time, we were 18, so it ain't no PDF, nothing going on. We had just, got out of, high school or whatever, so it ain't none of that, right? Nice little snow bunny, nice petite or whatever. So, we chopping it up on Tag, and, I told her just go ahead and come over. So, of course, brother, saying, "Oh, is she down for the, is she down for the count? Is she down for the threesome, ass ninja? Is she gonna smash both of us, ass ninja?" Because we asked her, did she have a friend? Like, "Nah, I don't have a friend. It's just me," right? So I was like, dang, I was telling my brother, like, listen, this might just be a solo dolo. I don't know. But anyway. So push come to shove, and this was back when I was still smoking and all that stuff. So of course she came over, and we got to smoking and all of that stuff, right? So of course, bring her to the room or whatever, and get down to business, right? And I literally asked her, right? Because my brother, he texted me, he blowing up my phone like, "Bro, you're not gonna put me on, bro? You're not gonna put me on?" You just gonna take it all for yourself. All right. See, I'm not buying no more. I'm not buying no more weed. I'm not matching with you no more, ass ninja. He in there live it like ninja. Y'all smoking part of the weed that I put in, and I can't hit ass ninja, right? So I was like, I literally asked her. I was like, can my brother hit? He want to hit too. She was like, yeah, I don't ninja. She was like, yeah, I don't have no, yeah, he can come in, he can hit too. I literally swear to God, that is what she said. I literally whispered in her ear, ninja. I was mid stroke, ninja. Literally, I swear to God, ninja, I was mid stroke. He kept blowing up my phone like, cause he was knocking on the door, cause I had locked the door. He was blowing up my phone. So I was like, dang, ninja, what? I was like, what? I was like, dang, that's how y'all gonna do? So I hung up and I was like, listen, just gonna be real with you. My brother want to hit too. Can he hit? She was like, and Cartier was like, hey, yo, listen, it's one of those situations, right? So I whispered to her, I was like, my brother want to hit. Can he hit too? She was like, yeah, that's cool. So I brought my brother in. And then we tag teaming or whatever, right? I swear to God, we were having a good time. Pause, no Diddy ass ninja. We were having a good time. I swear to God, she started crying out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, ninja. I was like, whoa, hold up, ninja. I swear to God, she started crying out of nowhere. We was like, bro, me and my brother, we looking at each other. We looking at this white girl. We was like, yeah, ninja, we going to jail, ninja. we looking like, yeah, ninja, we going to jail. That's it. She in here crying. I already know what's about to happen, ninja. We seen this on the movies, ninja. Literally, she started crying. And I was like, bro, ain't no way this is about to happen to us. Ain't no way. We looking at each other. We go back. We was like, okay, calm. We start speaking in soft voices. We was like, okay, calm down. Tell us what's going on. She was like, nothing. It's just me. It's not you. It's me. It's me. It's not you. So my brother had already finished. So ninja, I'm sitting there with blue balls, looking like, what the fuck is going on? So me and my brother, we walk out the room like, bro, what is going on? What we about to do? Like, bro, let's just get the situation together, get the situation under control, talk to her, calm her down, ninja, and just see where her head is at. Okay. So we go back in. Well, I go back in the room because ninja he spooked out. He was like, and I'm the oldest, right? I'm the older brother. So he's like, ninja, that's your chick. I'm like, okay, that's how ninja. You see how ninjas do? He wanted to hit so bad. He already finished. He was like, ninja, you handle that. I was like, ninja, we both going to jail, ninja. If it come down to it, ninja, I'm gonna be like, he finished your DNA on her, right? So ninja, I go back in the room. She just sitting on the bed, butt booty ass naked, right? Crying or whatever. And, not really crying like she was, but, still, visibly upset. And I'm like, I put my hand around her or whatever, and I'm like, okay, all right, is it something that we did? Like, is it something that you didn't want to do or something? And she was like, no, it's not you. It's just, when I smoke, the marijuana gets me very emotional, and, I just lost a parent and all of that stuff, right? If I'm recalling the story right, she was just like, I just lost a parent or lost a loved one, something like that, right? I'm just hugging on her, right? I'm like, it's okay. Like, we don't have to do anything further. In my head, I'm like, dang, my brother did all of that. I could have finished my damn nut, ninja. He want to come in here, knock on the door, banging on the door, blowing up my damn phone. He got his nut in. I'm just sitting here playing Captain Dad or whatever. So, I'm rubbing her and like, she getting, in the bathroom, getting dressed and whatever. So, I'm still, talking to her and all that stuff. Like, it's okay, get yourself together, it's all right. I understand, the marijuana does get people emotional and all that. In the back of my head, I'm like, ninja, we still going to jail. John says, Tap, you don't care about her emotions. In that moment, I did, ninja. Imagine a chick busting out crying, ninja, when y'all when two dudes running a train on her, ninja. Imagine what's going through my head, ninja. I'm like, oh no, you better care now, ninja. You better care now. So, ninja, I'm patting her on the back and all of that stuff. I'm like, bro, we going to jail. We're going to jail. And mind you, I called the Uber for her, right? I called the Uber for her, and this one I had my 99 Lexus, Ninja, my 99 Lexus ES300, doo-doo green Lexus, right? So I called the Uber. And I called the Uber the first time, right? She came over with the Uber, right? So this time, I took her home. We took her home, right? So the car ride quiet the whole time, right? And she's back there. We turned on a little music or whatever. She's jamming. She's not really in the same mood. But me and my brother, we jacked up. She got into a happy mood. She got into a happy mood, but me and my brother, we looking like, bro, we for sure going to jail, bro. We finna drop her off, and she gonna call the police. 2 ninjas had raped her ass, Ninja. We like, bro, this is it, bro. This is it. We paranoid. We already had smoked some weed, so we super paranoid, Ninja. Like, so we dropped her off, and Ninja, she gave us both the hug. She gave us both the hug and was like, don't worry. It was just me. It wasn't you. And we was like, okay. So Ninja, we looking out the window for days, Ninja. We coming back home looking out the window, making sure the feds ain't out the door, Ninja. we super paranoid, right? We super paranoid, looking out the window, Ninja, making sure nobody ain't out there. But that was the scariest time of my life, swear to God. Scariest time of my life. I was like, because that kind of situation, and mind you, it was 100% consensual, right? It was 100% consensual. But I told that story because yes, she gave consent for both of us. Smash the like button, man. Somebody smash the like button, Ninja. I didn't even ask for a super chat yet. But we're gonna tariff you ninjas at 30 minutes. We're gonna tariff you ninjas at 30 minutes. But I told y'all that story because even though she got consent from both of us, I mean we got consent for the both of us, right? Even though we got consent, at a moment's notice, consent can go out the door. Consent can go out the door. Aiden Smash, exactly. It does not matter that she gave you consent right then, right? It doesn't matter if she gave him consent right then, right? It does not matter. If she said, if Ninja's busting out crying and all that stuff, consent goes out the door. Consent goes out the door, right? Everything that she said does not matter in that moment because now the situation has changed. The ball game has changed, right? Now she's saying something. Now, I mean, she didn't say anything completely different, but that's how we were taking it, right? That's how we were taking it, right? So I tell that story because, right? And I asked the question, right? Right? Does consent matter? Right? And I said it's a trick question, right? Does consent matter? It's a trick question, but at the same time, does it really matter? Moy says, consent is gone if her feelings change. Exactly. Jay says, I'd rather not rush anything with the chick unless she 100% comfortable with me. I don't run train anyway, but that's just me. I mean, but you can, but just like the previous story though, the solo dolo story, right? The solo dolo story, right? We were all good to go. Right? We were smooching and touching and all that stuff. But when it's time for her clothes to come off, right? And she could have been a virgin for all I know. I don't know, right? But when it was time for the clothes to come off, then that's where consent goes out the door. That's when consent goes out the door, right? So this situation, kind of the same, even though we took it all the way there. But the moment she started crying and doing all that stuff, I was scared for my life, Ninja. I was literally scared for my life. I was like, this is surely it, Ninja. I'm like, dang, I don't work this hard, Ninja. I done joined the military, Ninja. Just bought my car, Ninja. Riding around the city, right? Picking up chicks, right? Enrolled in college. I'm like, this is how my life ends, Ninja. This is how my life ends. But yeah, Consent can go out the door at a moment's notice, right? This in a light a little bit. But consent can go out the door at a moment's notice. Blake Bradley, like a trap, right? And somebody asked earlier about paperwork. Somebody said paperwork about JUCOs. I forgot who it was. Was that John that said that? Or was it $500 fine? It was one of y'all. Somebody said something about having a JUCO sign the paperwork, right? Bro, paperwork does mean something, right? Because like I said, any woman that I'm dealing with, signing paperwork. She has to. So, but because it does make it better, right? When you go into court proceedings, something pop up, right? She try to pull an accusation or something like that. It's like, hey, we consented to this. As a matter of fact, let me bring up. I'm gonna bring up what some of the accusations say, right? Let's see. What's dude's name? Shannon Sharpe. Let's see what it say a little bit. So the lawsuit was filed Sunday in Clark County, Nevada. So I'm sure that's Las Vegas, right? And of course, she's Jane Doe again. She was and peep this. This is where it gets tricky right here. This is where it gets tricky. Jane Doe said she was in a relationship. Jane Doe said she was in a relationship with Shannon Sharpe, right, for 2 years. She was in a relationship with Shannon Sharpe for 2 years, Ninja, right? And it began, listen, key words, it began as a rocky, consensual relationship. Shouts out to Cartier, paying Tara for real, though. Crazy story, yep. I didn't even want to tell that story on air, Ninja, but, you know, right? Hopefully she don't recognize me. Nah, let me stop playing. I don't want to say that. Let me stop playing. But anyway, Sharpe for nearly 2 years, and it began as a rocky, consensual relationship. So they're already saying, Ninja, they were in a relationship for 2 years. If they were in a relationship for 2 years, then it had to be consensual, right? And wrong. It doesn't work it doesn't work that way. Do you know in many states you can be charged with grape even for your wife? Your wife can tell the police that you raped her in a marriage, Ninja. In a marriage. 2 years in a relationship means nothing. The fact that it was consensual, then doesn't mean that it is consensual now. Right? Because guess what? Even though he was with her for 2 years, and I think this was the chick. Remember the Instagram story that went that he mistakenly leaked, right? And he was tearing some cheeks up. Remember that? Right? Remember that live stream? He accidentally went on live on Instagram, and he was tearing some cheeks up. Right? That was allegedly her. Right? Paulantino says that's why we need to record each and every intercourse act. That's how it's getting, but can you really do that? Because then you need consent to do that. What if she don't want to consent, Ninja? Are you really going to pull out a camera? Are you really going to put out a camera every time that you about to, do your do, Ninja? Right? Cartier says you could enable voice record on your phone, ask her if she consents before getting into it. So it depends on the state. It depends on the state. So here in Texas, it only takes one party, right? So if I wanted to voice record in Texas, I only need to give consent. They don't have to give consent in Texas, right? So I don't know how it works in every other state, right? But in Texas, that's how it works. Jay says the Michelle chick he keeps talking about. I think it was the Michelle chick. I think because if that was the relationship the past 2 years, I think that was her. Yep. Ninja started an OnlyFans just so he can record her. Have a hidden camera in your bedroom. The ninja, remember the ninja from NASA? remember the Asian ninja from NASA? He recorded hundreds of chicks. And that saved his life. Even though they tried to rule it unconsensual, non-consensual. Y'all remember the NASA story? The Asian dude, he recorded hundreds of chicks. Then I guess he was, playing them, filet mignon in them, right? Of course he was smashing all the chicks, right? But I guess he was trying to sell them marriage and sell them, oh, I want you, baby, and all that stuff, right? He was doing all that, right? But later on, I guess around, I don't know how many chicks. I think it was 10 to 20 chicks, right? But it was multiple chicks who tried to come forward and be like, okay, he did this to us, right? It was a what you call those kind of lawsuits, joint lawsuits, whatever, right? And they tried to sue him, right, and bring charges upon him, but he brought up video evidence. Right? No, I get you, Todd. Todd, that's a great point, right? That's what the NASA guy did. He recorded. He had hundreds or tens of women on recorded coming into his vicinity, coming into his house, right? And he's smashing them on camera. Of course, they didn't know that the camera was there, right? But he didn't pull that card until they came and tried to sue him, right? They tried to bring sexual assault charges on him, and he pulled up video evidence. He was like, "This was all consensual." Right? Look up the NASA guy. Go to Google and look up NASA guy charged with sexual assault. Right? He's free now, right? He's free. I think he lost his job and all that stuff too, fighting that case, right? But they tried to sue him and say that it was sexual assault. He had a bunch of camera footage, and that right there solidified the case. Right, they dropped the lawsuit because they had nothing to say. It was video evidence of them giving consent. It was video evidence. But Todd Packer, you are right. It's almost like the saying, I'd rather be judged by what? Judged by y'all know the saying, judged by then carried by, yeah. Judged by 6 then carried by 12, something like that. Whatever the saying is. It's basically along those same lines. Right? So I get it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Right? It's better to be safe than sorry. Right? And I know guys judged by 12 than carried by 6. There we go, $500 fine. I appreciate it. Right? But in my personal opinion, I don't think consent exists anymore. I don't think consent exists anymore. How? How can consent exist anymore? Please, somebody tell me how. If, just like the situation I gave y'all, I can be mid-stroke, Ninja. I can be mid-stroke, and she said, "Get off me." I have to get off her. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, Ninja. You can't finish, Ninja. You should finish if you want to, Ninja. You're gonna get hit upside the head with a charge. You're gonna get hit upside the head with a charge if you try to finish, Ninja. And in the back of my head, the lustful part of me, right? The YN in me, the YN in me, right? Because it was way back then, right? I was like, man, I wonder if she let me finish. Shouts out to Jack Frost with a $25 super chat. I appreciate that, Jack Frost. You always showing out, Ninja. You always showing out, right? But Ninja, how can consent exist? How can it exist? That's what I want to know. If I can be mid-stroke, and if she says get up, what if I don't? What if let's just say I don't, right? And because some of you ninjas think, oh, she just playing, oh, she just doing a little foreplay or whatever, doing a little, acting or whatever for you ninjas because a lot of y'all are unaware. Jack Frost, I appreciate that, man. Supporting the content, I appreciate that. But some of y'all are unaware, so you think, oh, she just being sexy, she just doing this, she just doing that. All right, ninja. All right. No, when she says get up, get up. Just how I was scared for my life. Just how I will, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I was scared for my life. I was like, bro, she's going to call the police. I was like, there is no way we're going home. I was like, there is no way police gonna be here tonight or tomorrow, ninja. She can be here, and 500 doesn't fine. You just said something important. She could be recording too, right? And then it's even worse, right? It's even worse for high value dudes. It's even worse for high value men. If she thinks that you got something going on for yourself, listen. Don't think it's all cool and dandy, right? Yeah, it's one thing to get up in status. It's one thing to get some clout. It's one thing to get something going for yourself, right? Getting some money and getting yourself in a better financial situation and all that stuff, right? But you also become a high value target, right? I believe I heard that from Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to CGA, right? You also become a high value target because not only are women coming after you, not only are women looking for something to go down, right? Not only women are looking, to knock your head off, right? You also have men, right, looking to knock your head off. You have people, old people, right? You're driving a nice car. Don't you know there's people out here that they purposely target high-end cars just to get the insurance money, right? Because a lot of people, they'll try to slam on brakes or do the brake checking and all that stuff. If they see you have a nice car, because in a lot of jurisdictions, right, if you hit somebody from the back and there's no way to prove it, no cameras around or nothing like that, no traffic cams, you're automatically in the wrong. Cartier says you essentially can't win, bro. It is so tricky out here, right? It is so tricky. It's not a straight answer anymore. It used to be a straight answer. It's no longer a straight answer no more. This is basically what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is basically what I'm trying to tell y'all. There's no longer a straight answer, right? Even when it comes to women, you don't know who's thotting, you don't know who's plotting, ninja. You don't know who's a hoe. You don't know who's a sanctified woman. You don't know if she was in the street. She could have been a stripper and a 304, and she went and got saved by the Lord, ninja. You don't know, right? They lay up with the pookies and the broke boys, right? If they got something that they like, but then at the same time, they'll go for the high end dudes. You would think that they want the high end dudes because that's the ones who can really provide for them, but then they'll lay up and have a baby with Chad and Pookie in them. So it's then like, okay, I thought women wanted this. But then they will lay up with this. So which one is it? I remember somebody asked me that. I think it was Cartier or somebody else who asked me that, right? Who asked me that question, right? They asked me something along those lines. Well, if they lay up with the broke guys, do they really want the high value guys? Right? It's really a conundrum, right? It's a conundrum. Right? Because on the flip side, if Tyrone is broke, but he has that a digging stick, pause no diddy, then guess what? She'll lay up with Tyrone. Right? But then on the flip side, if a guy does have some money, guess what? She'll go for the guy who has some money, right? But then does he have the Tyrone effect? Because it's a double whammy if you got money and then you got the Tyrone effect, right? But then on the flip side, bro, it is so many. It's not a straight answer, right? It's not a straight answer. Excuse me. Oh, she on the phone. Never mind. I'm trying to get her attention. Just like Jody off of Baby Boy, exactly. The Jody effect. The Jody effect. Jody eventually got his life together at the end of the movie, right? But Jody was a playboy. He was in the streets, right? He shot a ninja, killed a ninja, right? Got away with it, ninja, right? He cheated and all that stuff. Guess what? Ninja, did all of that, and she still was in love with him. Still was in love with him. Still wanted him. Still had his child and all of that stuff. And guess what? Right? He ended up getting his life together, though. That's the good part. But still, even through all of that, she still wanted him. She still wanted him. So what can you do? What can you do? Todd Packer says, your first video of the year after pill, I commented I was going monk on 2025. I lost 45 pounds so far this year. Life is good. Can't pay attention to these women. Survival and health is all I want. Hey, everybody give it up for Todd Packer, man. Everybody clap it up for Todd Packer, man. Hey, shouts out to Todd for losing 45 pounds, man. Shouts out to Todd, man. Shouts out to Todd. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, Ninja. Doing what you need to do to win. And that don't let nobody tell you anything different, Ninja. That's an accomplishment. Losing 45 pounds, Ninja, dang. Now let's keep it going, Todd. Some ninjas got both, like Travis Scott, Chris Brown. Ninja, yep. Listen, some people got both. Some people got both. Right? But you just divinely blessed by God to have that kind of double whammy, right? Everybody can't be Chris Brown, the ninja on the basketball court, balling, ninja, shooting on ninjas. Then he a multi-millionaire. Then he a multi-platinum artist, ninja. He can have any woman he want to in the world, from coast to coast, globe to globe, ninja. If he moved to Mars, he can get the Martians, ninja. He can buy just everything that he want. Take your bitch, take my bitch. It does not matter, right? It does not matter. Jay says, I'm working on being around the same. I want to get down to 195. Okay. But Todd, put some muscle on there too, Todd. Put some muscle on there too. But yeah, man, it's getting tricky out here. And now it's no telling, because once they open up that lawsuit ordeal, right? Usually charges follow. Now I don't want to wish that on him, because he just now having major success these past 2 years, right? These past 3 years, he just got big with the podcast and all that, and now he was just about to sign $100 million. Bro, do y'all understand $100 million? Do y'all not understand $100 million? Bro, what? Do you not understand $100 million? Most ninjas will never, ever touch that in their life. Ninja, in 4 lifetimes, ninja's not going to touch $100 million. Your grandma, and great-grandma, then you, then your kids, and then your kids' kids, and then your kids' kids can still work, and they'll never touch that shit. Combined. Right? It's wicked out here. And this is why, listen, you need to have paperwork. You need to have paperwork. No doubt about it. Right? And you need to have it somewhere in there where you state in there, listen, consent is all the way up until this point. You have to verbally tell me that you are withdrawing consent before you contact authorities, contact an attorney. You have to verbally tell me that you're withdrawing consent, right? You have to put that in writing, right? Okay, she gave consent. As long as, when it comes to crimes, ninja, you can't commit crimes, right? Some of these ninjas do be committing crimes, like Bill Cosby ass ninjas, right? Bill Cosby ass ninjas, right? So you can't be committing crimes. When you commit a crime, that consent, that's null and void. That's null and void. You slipping things and bitches' drinks and all of that stuff, bro, that null and void. Right? Null and void. But you need to have a clause in there, right? And I was just talking to a coworker. The other day, right? And he was talking about, he stayed with his girlfriend, and This dude is like 19, right? He has his own house and a plot of land. Of course, his family gifted it to him, right? So he has a paid off house, paid off land, right? And we was just talking about that, and I was like, because I asked him, are you married or whatever? And he was just like, nah, I'm not married, but I do have a girlfriend. She stay with me or whatever. And I was like, bro, I told him straight up. I was like, either 19, bro, you 19, first and foremost. I was like, either let that go or you need to have her sign some paperwork ASAP, right? And he agreed. He agreed. He was like, yeah, I already got my house, in a trust. It's just me and my brother on a trust, right? So can't really pierce that. And then we're not married and all that stuff. Then I told him, I was like, you need to have some paperwork stating that if I evict you and this, that, and the third, you have to get out, and just those consent papers. Those consent papers. Moy says, "Tap, where do you get the paperwork?" Listen, Google is your friend, right? There's plenty of consent. There's plenty of consent websites, right? I don't know it off the top of my head, but ChatGPT is also your friend. ChatGPT can either point you in the right direction or put together the whole consent form, right? Tell ChatGPT exactly what state you live in, right? What city you live in, and tell it exactly what you want, right? I need a consent form for this, that, and a third, right? I need a sexual consent form. I need, cohabitation, living consent form, whatever you need. Ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a good job pointing you in the right direction, right? Cartier says men's two biggest fears: false accusations and paternity fraud. Man, right? Letters to the flock says, I'm about to start carrying some on me. At this point, right? And then don't worry, Ninja. For you ninjas who really don't get none, you don't have to worry. For you ninjas who don't get none, you don't have to worry, right? And quite honestly, I don't know if it matters on the dark side or not. Boy, inform me on that. Does it really matter on the dark side? Does it really matter when you're dealing with a JUCO? Does it really matter when you're dealing with an escort? Does it really matter when you're dealing with a sugar baby? Does that matter too? Does that matter? Right? Exclusive News TV, what's going on? What's up? Right? Condoms and consent form. Moy says yes and no. Moy says yes and no. Yeah, I mean, you really have to be strategic with it. You really have to be strategic with it. Right? Depends on what type of JUCO setup. I would say if you're fairly successful, right? If you're fairly successful, you have to have things set up the right way. You have to. Right? Because don't think that they just wasn't sitting. They were sitting back and watching. They knew some deals were about to go through. Yeah, that's true too. But then do you formulate some paperwork saying that, hey, I gave you this up front, and then you can't come against me or try to fight me in a lawsuit or the court system or whatever because I paid you so and so and so and so. But then would you then get into the level of then you talking about prostitution and all of that stuff then? So would it even hold in court? Cartier says if they're gonna lie about consent, they'll lie about you threatening. Bro, they'll lie about anything. So I do agree, like most of the time you're not gonna deal with you more than likely won't deal with the JUCO who's probably gonna just do the reverse switcheroo on you, right? Typically. Right? But we've seen it happen. What was the other guy name? It was a rock star. What was his name? What that other phone? Was it Russell Brand? I think it was Russell Brand. Didn't he just get hit with a lawsuit the other day too? Russell Brand. Let's see. Yep, Russell Brand. Russell Brand got hit with one up top of the head too. Russell Brand just got hit with one too, April 4th. Yep. Comedian Russell Brand charged with multiple counts of rape and sexual assault. He just got hit with one earlier this month. Right? The British guy. Right? He has since denied engaging in non-consensual sexual activity. Right? The alleged offenses involved 4 women and took place between 1999, Ninja, I was still in diapers, Ninja. I was still in diapers in 99 and 2005. Bro, you can't, bro, consent? Consent? Please tell me. And then hopefully he didn't do it, but this is alleged. All of this stuff is alleged, right? Hopefully he didn't do it, but let's say it was consensual. How is it possible? How is it possible that you can go back in time and then want to cry wolf? Boy says I was banging in 1999. What? Those were fun years. But how? Oh, banging bra is not metal. Okay. But how do you go back? How do you go back in time to 1999, Ninja? In 2005, Ninja, I was a kid in diapers, still pissing on myself. Right? That was a long time ago. Before the millennial. They going back, reaching in time, saying that, hey, yeah, he did something to us. Bro, y'all had how many years? How many years? Now I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to victim blame, and shouts out to all the women who's been through those horrible ordeals. It's not a joke, right? I've known women growing up who's been fondled with by stepdads and stuff like that. So I don't take it, I'm not taking it there as if, I'm making fun of them or nothing. I got to put that as a disclaimer on here because you know how people get, oh yeah, he making fun of great victims. Look at this ninja right here. I knew not to trust this ninja. Let me pull out a PPP on this ninja. Right? Let me send this to a few people in his circle, ninja. Right? Because I know we got some hate watchers in here. I know we got a bunch of people in here, right? Who know somebody who know me as ninjas, right? Probably some hate watching ass coworkers in here too, ninja. It's some of y'all in here. Sensitive ass ninjas. But I gotta put that as a disclaimer because I knew some chick growing up who dealt with that and stuff like that. So it ain't no joke. So I get it. However, why not say something then? Right? Is it because he's all? I mean, clearly, the society is on women's side, so it's not like that nobody wouldn't believe them, ninja. Because, right, you get with the right attorney, ninja, they can rip the man's whole career from him. They can rip his whole career from him. Right? Drunk Monk, what's going on? Moy says, I'm happy I'm not famous anymore. Thank the Lord. Anymore, boy, what? Anymore, ninja? Is that something you want to tell me, ninja? Is that something you need to tell me, boy? Who are you, ninja? Who are you? Yeah, her $500 fine says, her 20 years later, he took the best years of my life. I'm pressing charges. Bro, you can't make this up. Right? I really want to ask a chick does consent exist? I really want to ask a chick does consent exist? Right? Because me personally, I don't think consent exists. I hate how they never get any consequences for false accusations. Never. I've seen a few documentaries, a few videos of dudes serving time. Like they already did 20 years. Right? They've already done 15 years, right? And the courts end up finding out that the girl ended up lying or the people were lying, right? Bro, there's no recourse for that. Right? You lying after 15 years, 20 years, there's no recourse for that. Right? They don't get locked up. There's nothing that happens to them. Right? It's nothing that happens to them. Right? And then look, I mean, Even and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you good looking or ugly, because I know some of the theories are saying that, well, if you ugly, then that just automatically, no consent. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter, right? You can be rich and famous. You can be built like dang on Tyrone, like Shannon Sharpe, or you can be Russell Brand, famous comedian, right? The mysterious look ninja, right? Get all the girls. It does not matter. It takes one. That's it. Tommy, after pill, the ninjas of the ninjas. Cartier says this is why men's self-deletion rates all-time high. This is how the child custody courts work too, right? I've seen cases to where the mom is saying that the dad is doing something to the kids, fondling with the daughter or something like that, doing all of this crazy stuff, right? Then they take the kids, they take custody away from him, and he got to fight tooth and nail. He have to fight tooth and nail just to prove that he's not doing that, right? And then even a child is saying, no, my dad is not doing that. Still have to fight tooth and nail, spend money, right? And then that's just if he has money to fight, right? Then they'll do this whole investigation, right? His reputation is ruined, right? Family members looking at him sideways, right? Friends are looking at him sideways, right? Fighting for years just to prove that wasn't true. Right? Oh, it was this situation. What's that show name with the? It's a black lady. Dang, what's her name? Van Zam or something like that. I seen a snippet of it. Something Van Zam, right? Short hair, bald head, black lady, right? She does like this show on Lifetime or something, right? Lifetime, whatever, one of those networks. And the dude, right? She was she does like little counseling things, right? She was doing like little counseling things, trying to bring people together, and she does it on the show, right? So it was this show where this dude, he couldn't see his kids for like 15 years plus or something like that. I think it's Alonzo Van Zam, something like that. And the mother, his ex-wife, right, told people in the court, right, and he ended up getting locked up for this, right? She ended up telling people and the courts, the police, that he was doing something to his daughters. He has all daughters, right? And he ended up going to prison for it, right? Until they had to reverse the sentence, right? So she brings people on to like do this whole forgiveness thing, and he was just like, bro, I don't forgive you. He was like, you knew I never touched my daughters, right? But you still said it. He was like, you knew this whole time I would never do something like that. He said, you knew this whole time. He was like, I'm not about to sit up here and forgive you just for this show. I'm not about to do it. Right? So how can you forgive somebody who sat there and lied? These are your daughters, man. Imagine that. Imagine your daughters. Imagine a woman, the mother of your child, saying that you was touching on your kids, right? And you know damn well you will never do something like that. And that resulted in you not seeing your kids for 15 plus years. She lucky the ninja didn't do something else to her. Right? It's a wicked world. It's a wicked world. So I need to remind you guys that, listen, you can't, there's so many different ways to lose out here. There are so many different ways to lose. It does not matter if you have money. Y'all already see how society is set up. Drunk Monk says, my cellmate was facing 20 years. His girl accused him of raping his daughter just so she can take the girls and marry a new guy. And I was praying every day with my cellmate. He's still in there. That's crazy. Dang, Drunk Monk. What you do, Drunk Monk? Not to get in your business. But dang, that's crazy, right? And this is why I made the other live stream. The system is not created for you to win. The system is not created for you to win, man. Right? It's built for you to lose. Of course you can win. Of course you can win in the system, right? Of course, people win all the time, right? But it is built for you to lose, right? Drunk says assault and got off was looking at 10 years. Hey, man, shouts out to you, man, for beating that. Because it's not sweet in there. That is the last place you want to be. Right? But the system is built for you to lose. Because there's so many different ways for you to lose. So many different ways. Right? There's a multitude of ways to win as well. But the losses are catastrophic. The losses are catastrophic. Imagine this, Ninja. Put yourself in Shannon Sharpe's shoes right now. Put yourself in Shannon Sharpe's shoes right now. You can travel anywhere in the world willy-nilly, Ninja. You can take a private jet. Does not matter. You can have any woman you want to, Ninja. It does not matter, Ninja. You like Asian women, you like Latinas, you like black women, you like white women. It don't matter. You can have them all if you want to, right? Right? Pick of the litter. Just open up your Instagram. I like her. I'm gonna fly her out. Boom. Right? Imagine you can eat at any restaurant you want. Imagine you can buy the nicest house you want. Imagine you can buy all the cars that you want, Ninja. Right? You work so hard, Ninja. Right? You played in the NFL, retired, right? Then able to start a podcast, right? You were a sportscaster and all that stuff too, right? Built this whole career for yourself, Ninja. Built this whole career for yourself. Then you're not even done, Ninja, because he done made a ton of money. He done made multi millions already. Now you getting to the point. Now you got to the point where you're about to sign $100 million deal for your podcast. $100 million, and then boom, accusation. Right? And then companies and advertisers and all of this, they don't give you the benefit of the doubt. They don't give you the benefit of the doubt, right? They don't come back and be like, oh, my bad, we made a mistake, right? They don't come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, or they don't wait on due process and none of that stuff. They don't wait. As soon as they hear anything that you did anything to a woman, boom, that's it. They take the money away. They take the advertising away, right? They take your deals away. That's it. You're guilty until proven innocent. That is it. They take all of your shit away. Sponsors, contracts, all of it. And then the most important part, because you can always get new contracts if you're working hard and you're talented, right? You can always get new contracts and get new sponsors. However, now this is a stain on his reputation. Now this is a stain on his reputation, right? Reputation is everything, right? You can be dead broke. But you got a reputation. They know you for your character. They know you for, you're an upstanding guy, right? You're an upstanding guy. You can be broke and have, good character and all that stuff, right? You can be also rich. And same thing, right? They know you for, this guy's always smiling. This guy, he's always, laughing. He always treating people with respect, right? Listen, Cartier, this is what's about to happen. Because a lot of guys trust and believe, right? First and foremost, a lot of guys are already not getting none in the first place, right? A lot of guys are not getting none in the first place. And then you have to worry about whether a chick withdraw consent or not. Bro, I don't know what to tell you, ninjas. Then you have to worry about whether a chick withdraw consent or not. Or you trying to become successful, ninja. You're trying to become successful and then boom, right? She hit you upside the head like, yeah, I remember that ninja right there. I remember him, ninja. I remember him. That's that guy that spanked me on my booty back then. I don't think I like that, ninja. Right? Then she tell the attorneys, yeah, he spanked me so hard that my left booty cheek turned red, ninja. He spanked me so hard my left booty cheek turned red, and in the moment it was okay, right? In the moment it was okay, thought it was all funny games. Then he slapped it again, ninja. He slapped it again, right? And I don't know how I felt about that. Attorney sitting there looking like, yep, assault, right? Yep, sounds like, attorney looking like, yep, sounds like assault to me. Yep, how much is he worth? $2 million, all right. Yeah, we're going to take him from everything. We're going to take him for everything he got. Mind you, the attorney get most of that bag anyway. So the attorney's hungry too. When they seen that $50 million, they like, bro, because she probably get like 10. She probably get 10 mil, 15, right? He gonna take the rest of it, right? Drunkma says, that's why I don't trust passport bro shit, because I already did that. Drunkma says I stopped hooking up because I had a chick withdraw her consent 2 days later. Dang, that's crazy. And she finally was cool after a week, but it's cause I turned her down. But yeah, I stopped. That can happen too. That can happen too. Right? Beware. That can happen too. Right? If you one of these guys who that's why usually guys, well, for the guys who can afford it, right? Go to the JUCO, they go to the dark side, they go with the monetized woman, right? Because it's already set, it's already up front. It's like, you know why I'm here, right? Or you know what we're doing, right? I'm giving you a good time in exchange for, that ass, all right? I'm taking you out to dinner, right? You know that you're my sugar baby and all of this stuff, right? We already understand what's going on, right? But when you just hooking up with chicks, right? There's nothing like, because people don't communicate anyway, right? So the dude, see you trying to get the cootie cat, right? You trying to get the coochie. You trying to get the coochie. But in her head, she probably thinking, maybe I can make this guy fall in love with me, right? Maybe I can get a relationship out of this guy, right? In her head, she's thinking, oh, I'm trying to fall in love with this guy. I'm trying to fall in love with this guy, right? Then y'all smash him because she think that she gonna put that magical punani on you, right? She thinking that she's finna throw it down, Ninja. Meanwhile, listen, you just trying to get the coochie. You done had many coochies before, Ninja. You don't fall in love that easily. So you get the coochie, then you go ghost. And she hit you with that text. She hit you with that text and say, I don't know how I felt about last night. Ninja. She hit you with that text. I don't know how I felt about last night. You hit her with the, what you mean? What you mean? How you felt about last night? I don't know if I actually wanted to do it. Oh, Ninja. Y'all gonna be looking like how I was with the snow bunny that came over who started crying, Ninja. Y'all gonna be eyes wide, Ninja. Bro, mind you, I said I was smoking too. Bro, that broke me so fast, Ninja. I sobered up so fast, Ninja, you would think I didn't smoke at all that day, Ninja. You sober up real fast, Ninja, when you get jammed up, Ninja. When you potentially facing something. I had a great time last night, but I'm getting a lawyer. Ninja. I'm talking about I sobered up fast, like, oh shit, this bitch is tripping. We going to jail. And word of advice, when you're linking up with a chick, even when it comes to JUCOs, bro, leave that alcohol alone, bro. Leave that alcohol alone. Leave those drugs alone. Leave it alone, bro. Because I'm telling y'all right now, in most states, if not all states, you cannot consent. Right? You cannot consent. Hey, shouts out to TC Prime. Shouts out to TC Prime. Dang, I forgot. Dang, my bad, TC. I forgot something. But don't worry. Make sure y'all go check out TC Prime's channel, man. Go over there and subscribe right now, right niggity now, Ninja. Right? TC Prime got some good stuff going on over there. But TC Prime said, here's a trick I do. I always text them the next day, and I say something like, last night was fun, to make sure she says it too. That way, I used to do that too. Right? I used to do that same exact thing. I used to do that same exact thing, right? Yeah, yesterday was pretty cool, right? Yesterday was pretty cool, right? Yeah, I had a good time. Just to make sure all clear, Ninja. Yeah, damn. Whoo. Okay, we're in the clear, Ninja. Yep, gotta leave. Yep, fine. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Gotta leave a paper trail. So if she try to renege, you can be like, nah, look at what you said. But still, if she was under the influence, it does not matter. If she was under the influence, it does not matter. That's why I'm going to still say this. Leave the alcohol alone. Leave the drugs alone. Right? Because she cannot consent. She cannot consent. Dang, drunk man going raw dosky. Drunk man going raw dosky. Like she can't consent. She can't consent at all. So Ninja, you can luck up, right? Because I used to smash a bunch of chicks, just bring some weed over, especially back in high school, right? Especially back in high school, right? And then high school is tricky because both of y'all are underage, right? Both of y'all are underage, and it's like, it's tricky. It's tricky. But in high school, when I was really smoking heavy and all that stuff, right? The main thing I would do, bring some weed over. I know she want to smoke. Bring some weed. I hit her with the text, say, I got a gram, you want to, smoke or whatever. When she said, yeah, I already knew I was hitting. I already knew because chicks get it freaky deaky when they smoking and drinking anyway. They get freaky deaky when they smoking and drinking. And then many women to be like, oh, you was a predator and, you drugged women. Many will say, many will argue. Many will argue and say that because you came over with the intention to get her to smoke, because you came over there with drug paraphernalia, Ninja, that you came over there with the intention to drug her and then have her out of her mind to where she doesn't or can't consent, and then therefore you're a predator and you preyed on her. Look, that's how many will argue. That's kind of how the courts will look at it too. If push came to shove, the courts will argue that. If she smokes, she pokes for sure. Drunk Mom says, bro, women drink so much and black out around a group of guys and then get mad. She got trained, bro. Bro, so I stay away from it. Right? If that happens, I stay far away from it, bro. That stuff scares me. Ever since that time, listen, that's why I'm so glad I learned some of these lessons early on. Right? I learned many of these lessons early on because that situation that I just talked about, that could have went left fast. That could have went left so fast. Right? So fast. But it didn't. Thank God it didn't. Right? But I learned early on, like, bro, leave that paraphernalia, bro. No longer smoking with chicks unless I'm smoking with a group of people. Now it's like, and now if it's a group of guys and a group of girls where I have witnesses, right? Even though my brother was a witness, but it's like, bro, it's two men and it's this chick in here, bro. I mean, it's just not gonna be on our side anyway, right? But if it's like a group, like I did smoke in groups too, where it's like maybe like 3 guys, 2 girls, where we have more than one witness, right? And then more than one girl, right? So the girl, even if she tried to lie on her friend, then okay, I got this guy who can vouch, or 3 guys that can vouch, right? So it's not just her, like she's singled out and it's just her, then it's like 3 of y'all, bro. You going downhill fast. And they do black out in front of dudes, but bro, leave them chicks, bro. Stay away from me. Because then it's gonna be like, well, what happened? Then you could be an honest dude, right? You could be an honest dude and not one of these weirdos, Andrew Tate ass ninjas, right? Right? One of these grapist ass ninjas, right? You could be a true dude. And she blacked out, you carried her to the car, right? Gave her a ride to your place because you don't know where she lived, ninja, right? Or you don't know where her keys are, ninja, and you just laid her out on the sofa, right? She threw up on her dress, ninja, right? So you try to be a good guy and change her clothes, ninja. You try to be a good guy and change her clothes. So you put her in your t-shirt, ninja, right? Cleaned her all up. Got the towel and washed her, right? Right, now she all clean with the Dove, smelling like the Dove, ninja. You got your covers and covered her up, ninja, right? You didn't touch her below the belt, right? Kept her panties on, left her socks on, ninja, or put your socks on, just try to keep her warm, snuggly, huggly ass ninja, right? She'll wake up, ninja. Where am I? Am I at this You come walking out of the room. Hey, I just. She starts screaming. Ah! She come out screaming. Ah! She come out screaming, ninja. You come out the door. Hiya. You come out the door like, hiya, ninja. Papa Bear ass ninja. You come out the door like, hiya. My name is John ass ninja. Right? Come out the door. I put my shirt. I put you in my t-shirt because you threw up on your. I put you in my t-shirt because you threw up on your dress. Did you undress me? Did I give you consent? Bro, it's over with. It's over with. Next day, police knocking at your door. Do. John? Hey, you wanna step outside for us, please, real quick? You wanna step outside for us, real quick? Like, what's going on? Just step outside for us, real quick. All right, you step outside, ninja. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, sir. You're under arrest for sexual assault. What? Hold up. What, ninja? Are y'all gonna do a proper investigation, ninja? Y'all listen. We're gonna do the proper investigation. Take it up with the courts, right? We're just doing our job, ninja. Y'all didn't do no job, ninja. Ninja trying to explain himself, like, hold up, ninja. Like, she's passed out, ninja. That was my date, ninja. That was my date, and she blacked out, and I just, she threw up on her dress, and I undressed her, and all of that stuff. Wait, ninja. Take it up with the judge. Ninja getting slammed. All right, John, don't resist. Don't resist, John. Don't resist. He's like, hold up. You like, John, like, hold up. I didn't do nothing. All I did was change her clothes and put the covers on her. Ninja, all right. Pull the taser. Ninja get tased. Head hit the floor, ninja. Now you got bruise all on your head. Now you got hit with another charge. Now you got hit with a resistant. Now you got your ass hit with a resistant arrest charge. Ninja done. Ninja done. Ninja got a sexual assault charge and resistant arrest. Ninja cooked out here. Hey, man. Ninja cooked, man. Bro, do not do that. Don't do that. If a bitch black out, bro, leave her ass where she stand. You ninjas are too nice. She black out, bro. I don't know that bitch. I'm sorry. I don't know her. I don't care if you know. If that ain't your literal girlfriend ninja or wife ninja, bro. If that's your friend that you went out with, bro. Well, the friend part get tricky, but bro, that's just a date, ninja. Bro, leave that bitch where she stand, and record everything, right? Even if it's your friend, ninja. Even if it's your friend. Now, girlfriend, it's the girlfriend. Y'all live together, wife, of course. But if that's your friend, ninja, or that's a date, bro, record everything, bro. Record everything. Right, record her, that, okay, she blacked out. I'm taking her to the house, ninja. Oh, let me tell y'all this other story, right? Oh, man, matter of fact, somebody drop a super chat. I got another story to tell y'all. This was in the military. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Another story. I forgot about this story. Somebody drop a super chat. I got another story to tell y'all. This is a military story. And this is a good one right here. Y'all gonna want to hear this. So somebody drop a super chat. Drama said, reverse Uno. You text her first saying, I feel you took advantage of me. Dang. Then she gonna do the reverse Uno charge on your ass and actually call the authorities on your ass. And guess who word they're gonna believe? Not you, ninja. Not you. Somebody come through, drop the super chat, become a member, ninja. Become a member, right? Support the channel. If you don't care about the videos, just support the channel, right? If you want to go over there and watch some videos, some members-only videos, go over there and watch it. Trust me, some more member videos are coming soon. And Ninja been slipping, don't worry. I know I've been slipping on the members-only videos. More members-only videos are coming. Trust and believe. I got some stuff cooking for y'all. Don't worry. But y'all ninjas drop the super chat. Tariff time, ninja. Tariff time, ninja. So So far, we got 103 votes. We have 103 votes. Does consent matter? I kind of don't want my member to super chat. Kind of don't want my member to super chat. Where these new? They got some new ninjas in here. We got some new ninjas in here. Mark says, true story, I was chilling with this chick down the shore, sloppy drunk and begging for this Disney. I passed on it and she ended up getting trained by like 12 dudes on the beach. That's crazy. That's a quick way to go to prison. I'm sorry, I don't want it. If she drunk, I don't want it. But a lot of ninjas, they look at that as an easy lay because ninjas don't get none, right? They don't get none. Ninja, I can leave the bar and guess what? Hit up a chick that I go scroll, ninja. Y'all know what I'm talking about, ninja. I'm speaking in code, ninja, but y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If I wanted some after I left the bar, ninja, I know where to go and I know how much money I need to get what I need for the night, ninja. Ninjas be trying to find drunk chicks at the club, find drunk chicks. Listen, that's predatory. That's predatory. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. That's predatory. That's predatory. If you're literally looking for chicks that are drunk, if you're literally looking for chicks that are drunk or sloppy and all of that stuff, bro, that is predatory. I'm sorry. That's lame. That's Andrew Tate behavior. That's Andrew Tate behavior, ninja. That's rapist behavior. See, ninjas don't want to hear that. All right, man. Once upon a time, I was looking for. Don't get me wrong. When I was young and I didn't know any better. Yeah, I was looking for the girls who had, they was having fun, a little tipsy, right? Got a little alcohol in their system, right? Because that's just, it just wasn't what it was. It's what all the guys were doing when we were in here, right? It's what all the guys like. Let's look for the chicks who got, little drink in their system, and of course they're more willing to say, yeah, ninja. So that's what I did. But after going through situations, you grow up fast, and you understand that is not it. That is not it at all. Especially that situation I just told y'all, ninja. I sobered up so quick, like, ninja, what? Yeah, we for sure going to jail, ninja. Like, bro, you learn early. Hopefully you learn, because some ninjas, they'll go through some shit and still don't learn. Then wondering why they sit behind bars, ninja, because you was listening to Andrew Tate ass ninja, Bill Cosby ass ninja. Right? I'm waiting on you ninjas. Drop that super chat. I got another story to tell y'all. This is a good story now, ninja. You don't want to miss it, ninja. You don't want to miss it. Who all in here? Start calling ninjas out. Where TC Prime at? Let's see. Hey, make sure y'all go and check out TC Prime. I forgot to pin his channel. To the top of the chat. But make sure y'all go check out TC Prime. TC Prime. He has a YouTube over there, right? Up and coming YouTuber, right? Got a nice setup over there. Y'all go and check out TC Prime. I pinned one of his messages to the top of the chat. Just click on his face and go to his channel. Y'all see what he's working with over there. Pause. No Diddy. Not like that, ninja. All right, Cartier. Go ahead and drop, because ninjas out here, man. Go ahead and drop it, Cartier. I'll allow it this one time because I really want to tell the story, ninja. But I will hang up on the chat too. If you want to drop it, Cartier, go ahead and drop it. If one of these ninjas in here can drop it, it don't even matter now. Because I want to get this story out too. Okay. Say, give me a second. Ninjas leaving. Like, oh, snap. He's talking about money. Let us skedaddle. He won't tear us. Let us run away, ass ninjas. You ninjas, man. You damn ninjas, man. Come on now. Come on now. $500 fine says all over an accusation. Yep. Is somebody going to beat Cartier to it? Is somebody gonna beat Cartier to it? Let me get some water real quick so I can get ready to talk about this story right here. JC beat Cartier to it. JC beat Cartier to it. Cartier, I'll still take it, Ninja. I'll still take it, Ninja. I'll still take it. But anyway, shouts out to JC. Shouts out to JC. But this was back when I was in AIT, right? So I did basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and I did my AIT at Fort Lee, and that's in Virginia, right? Right outside of Richmond, Virginia, right? So during AIT, Fort Lee was basically, look, ninjas want to come in. Look, ninjas flooding in now after somebody already super chat. Oh, y'all some lame ninjas, man. Anyway, but this was AIT, right? This was AIT, and Fort Lee was a party base, right? So you had people who come from, stricter bases like Fort Hood, and I appreciate that, Cartier. Shouts out to Cartier for the super chat, man. It wasn't that hard, but no, you good. But Fort Lee was a party base, so you had people who got reclass and stuff like that, right? And what reclassing is basically, you failed your MOS test like probably once or multiple times, and they had to give you another MOS because you couldn't complete that MOS. So we had people who come in from all over, right, reclassed and came over there. There was a lot of support on Fort Lee. So I was 92 whiskey water treatment specialist. I was over there with 92 Foxtroxes. Who else was over there? I was over there with the fuelers, the freaking, who else was over there? Dang, I forgot who else was over there around me. But anyway, AIT was known for the parties, man. So if you know anything about the military, well, at least for the Army, right? During AIT, you cannot consume alcohol, right? It's a no alcohol policy. Of course, no drug policy, but no alcohol policy either, even if you was 21. I wasn't 21 at the time, so Ninja, I couldn't drink, quote unquote, but Ninja was still drinking, Ninja. So I couldn't drink, but so on the weekends, right, depending on how First Sergeant felt, right, they'll let us off base and we can put on our civilian clothes, and we can go off base on like Saturdays, because Monday through Friday, we went to school, was taking our lessons, right, and learning our jobs and stuff like that. So of course Saturdays and Sundays, Ninja will go off base, get hotel rooms, right. The guys who were 21 and up, so we were still doing stuff, right? The guys who were 21 and up, right? They will go and get the alcohol, right? Because the liquor store people, they know who's, they don't know who's military, right? They just see people in their civilian. And mind you, there's other people on base who are not in AIT, right? Who actually stay on base, so they don't know who's who and all that stuff. They don't really care. They making money, right? So we would buy alcohol and take it to the rooms or whatever. Right, so we would throw like big parties and stuff like that, and of course, Ninja, some people did, they had the druggy drugs, Ninja, the marijuana, and the coke heads had the cocaine, Ninja, and the pill heads had the pills. Listen, you can get an abundance. Listen, between, I don't know what's up with prison and military, but you would think that these places, that drugs cannot get through. Ninja, they get through. I don't know how, Ninja. I wasn't into none of that. I was drug free. I did, consume alcohol under 21. But Ninja, I don't know how they get drugs in. I don't know. But we would host like these big parties, right? So I think this was Memorial Weekend. I was on base, right? So we already know what's about to happen. First Sergeant going out of town, right? Much of the sergeants, they're going out of town. So we're like, oh, it's not going to be nobody watching us, right? Maybe one sergeant, but he don't give a fuck. We already knew the sergeants who didn't give a fuck, right? Right? Who's supposed to be like watching us or whatever, right? So Ninja, Memorial Day weekend, we off, for a few days, right, that weekend. So we buying all the alcohol. We got the rooms already, right? And we already know what we're about to do, right? So I had a girl who I was messing with, right? Me and her was cool or whatever. And my boy, he had a girl he was messing with, right? And it was, first of all, it was like three dudes, including myself, and two chicks, right? The chick that I was messing with, she was rolling with me, right? And basically she was left alone with these other two guys, right? I think it was three. I want to say it was three guys. No, it was three. So it was four of us, right? So me included, it was four of us. So the chick that I was messing with, she came along with me. We went to go get some food, right? Make a long story short, right? So we all had been drinking already, hee-heeing, hi-hiing, laughing, joking around, right? Got a pool at the hotel or whatever. So we just chilling. So me and her, we left and went to get some food, right? So, her friend, that was her friend too. So she left her friend with them, right? So we get back to the hotel room, right? The door was locked, right? So y'all know the top lock, the chain lock or whatever, that's locked, right? So we had the hotel key. We was like, dang, why we can't get in? It's turning green, why we can't get in? So they had locked the door. So apparently, they was doing what they was doing. They were doing what they was doing, basically running a train on her, right? And she was lit too. So they was running the train on her. So we just sitting outside the hotel room, just chatting, right? This wasn't a chick that I was smashing on, just cool little chick, I wanted a little company or whatever, something light like that. But so they finally unlocked the door and was like, dang, we know what y'all was doing, right? Make a long story short, man. How about 2 days later? 2 days later, not 2 days later, but after the Memorial Day weekend, right? After the Memorial Day weekend, bro, we hear a list of names come up on the intercom. Well, I'm like, bro, did somebody rat us out? I'm like, bro, what? And then this just wasn't us. It was list of people, right? Because a bunch of people was at that hotel. Right? Not just us. We just had that room, but there was a bunch of us at that hotel. First sergeant started reading off names. So-and-so, Lawson, Roderick, Mitchell, like reading off a list of names, bro. My heart dropped. I was like, oh my God, bro, we about to get in trouble. Somebody done told on us for getting a hotel. I just thought it was the hotel room, right? Right? We got caught drinking or whatever. Somebody told on us, alcohol out in the room, right? I just thought somebody told on us, right? Cartier says, report to the principal's office. Bro, how about we get down to first sergeants? Bro, military police is there. I'm like, bro, what? So apparently the girl that was in the room, like the chick friend who I was messing with, she had said that the three guys, my homeboys who was in that room, she said that they raped them. Raped her. Raped her. Right? So now I'm not in there for that, right? I'm not over there for that. Basically, I'm basically a witness, but I'm also in trouble because one, I was underage drinking, right? And two, we were off base. Well, everybody, it really didn't matter. I mean, yeah, I was underage drinking, but also just drinking in general in AIT, even if you're 21 and up, it does not matter. You're not supposed to be drinking, right? But she had apparently said that the three guys who were running a train on her. We standing outside the room, but and mind you, everything was good when we walked in the room. We knew what had happened. We just playing it off like, okay, yeah, whatever, right? Went back to drinking and having fun or whatever. Man, she had told that basically they had raped her. So we all down there writing statements, Ninja. We all writing down statements, and mind you, I couldn't. And this is the important part right here. This was close to graduation, Ninja. This was close to graduating AIT. I couldn't graduate. I ain't never told y'all that before. I could not graduate because it was an ongoing investigation. I wasn't a part of it, but I was a witness to a possible crime that had happened. Military police, no, he can't leave. So I had to wait there for 2 months, Ninja. I had to wait there for 2 months. They had locked these guys up and everything. They had to sit in there for like a few weeks or whatever, right? And then they let them out to the investigation finish. But I couldn't graduate. I had to stay on base for 2 months, right, until the investigation was over. So how about the dude, and then mind you, I'm one of the youngest, but there were two other younger dudes, but the other dude, he was like 40 something, right? He was like 40 something. Bro, how about he recorded her saying, he recorded her saying, basically, she was like, I want all of y'all to fuck me. So he got her on her knees. Swear to God, this true story, Ninja. He got her on her knees. She was on her knees, and he recorded on his phone. Said, "I wanna," and he recorded the whole thing. He set his phone up, Ninja. Swear to God, he set his phone up, recorded them fucking her and everything, and he recorded her giving consent, basically consent, right? And of course, we can use the whole alcohol thing all we want to, but he recorded her, and then he sent it out. He also sent it out to everybody. So our barracks, we were looking at it, right? He recorded her face, Ninja. Peter Whackers out on her face, Ninja. Pause no diddy, right? Peter Whackers on her face, like, I want all of y'all, like grabbing at them and everything. I want all three of y'all to fuck me right now. Got her on camera, Ninja. Got her on camera, right? So they still had to do their whole investigation and all that stuff. But if he didn't have that video, them ninjas would have been sitting in military prison. Then I'm sitting there because I'm a part of it. I was in the same room, not in the room while they was doing it, but I was a part of that group who was involved in it. But if he had not recorded that, Ninja, he would have been done. All three of them would have been done. Literally, swear to God, he recorded her saying, I want all of y'all to fuck me right now. Right? And guess what happened to her? Nothing. Then she up there crying and all that stuff, talking about well, I didn't want to be looked at as a whore and all of this stuff. We were like, bro, man, fuck you. You just tried to jam my friends up, Ninja. They could have been facing 15 to 20 years in military prison. And you think this shit is a joke because you didn't want to be looked at as a whore? Fuck you. I couldn't go home for 2 months because now you crying wolf talking about somebody had raped you? No, fuck you. Bro, I was livid. And I was bad too at myself. I'm like, bro, I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing that. But bro, because we were doing it all the time, like how I get jammed up at the end, Ninja. I was in AIT, I got sent back too because I failed the first time, right? So I already had to stay there longer than I was intended. I couldn't graduate my original class because, I had failed my tests, had to start at the beginning, right? So then, Ninja, I get to graduation, right? Well, I'm thinking everything all good because, mind you, we were already fucking bitches and getting drunk off base and all that stuff. So we were already doing it. We've been doing it the entire time. So then they get to graduation, Ninja. We get to graduation, and then now I get jammed up in something that wasn't even literally a part of, but I get it. Still wasn't supposed to be drinking and all that stuff in hotel rooms. But now I get to graduation, and then I got to stay there for 2 extra months until military police finish their investigation. Man, no, fuck you, right? And this is a chick that I thought was cool, right? So it doesn't matter, bro. You can think these chicks are cool, right? They can give you consent all they want to, right? But then they'll turn around and still try to jam you up. True fucking story. True story. Ninja, I remember that like it was yesterday. I really forgot about that story. But yeah, I had to stay there 2 extra months until they finished the fucking investigation. Because she wanted to claim that somebody raped her. Bitch, please. Right? And luckily they got off. Luckily the older guy, thank God for the older guy, because the two youngins, they would have been over with. Right? You think it's all fun and games to run a train on a chick, or even just to have solo dolo sex with a chick. But bro, consent can be removed away at a drop of a dime. All she have to do is feel like you took advantage of her. You can end a relationship, right? Or you can just say, she could just anything. It does not matter. She can feel like, oh, I thought we were in love. Then just say, oh, well, I didn't consent to all the sex that we had then. Right? Or she feel like some way, Ninja, bro, does consent really exist? That's the magical question. So we have the poll here, 80-20, does consent matter? So we have 79% says yes, which I say is not a right or wrong answer. It's really a trick question. 20% says no. 20% says no. Right? I'll let y'all decide. I mean, I already gave my point. I already made my point. I've made several points from life experience, from things that actually happened to me, right? From the young snow bunny, right, to the military ninja. It does not matter. I've been in these situations early on. That's why I can speak on a lot of stuff, ninja. A lot has happened to me in my young years, ninja. Ninja, I've done a lot in my short 29 years, ninja. Believe it or not. I've done a lot in my short 29 years. Believe it or not, ninja. Believe it or not. I still got a lot of life to live, but trust and believe, ninja, I've done some shit. I've been in some shit. But, bro, does consent matter? I want y'all to go to sleep this evening with this on your mind, right? I hope this live stream was informative, ninja. I hope it was very informative. I hope it was, eye-opening, right? Because you do have to ask the question, right? Yes, it does matter. It absolutely does matter, right? It absolutely does. But then what happens when she withdraws it? What happens when she takes it away? Then did it really matter in the first place, right? When you have to fight, when you have to go through the whole Shannon Sharpe shit, then now he was in a relationship with her 2 years, ninja. 2 years, now all of a sudden, consent thrown out the door. Well, he did this in our relationship. What? Or you can be smashing her mid-stroke, ninja. She can start crying, ninja. Whoa. Right? Bro. Make sure y'all record. I guess you got to get consent for that. I don't know. Secretly record like the NASA ninja, like the NASA guy, or y'all better have these bitches sign paperwork, bro. Right? Y'all better have these bitches sign paperwork. Because dudes getting jammed up out here, especially if you have assets, you have things in your name, right? You may have a family ninja, a wife ninja. You mess around with a side chick ninja. You better have these bitches sign paperwork. And that's an after pill. Shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to everybody who super chatted. Shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to TC Prime. Make sure y'all go check out TC Prime's YouTube channel. Me and TC are actually collabing soon. So be on the watch out for that. Actually tomorrow, ninja. Tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Me and TC's doing something together tonight. Tomorrow night. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I'll see y'all in the next live stream. Peace.